In today's video, we're going to be looking at something pretty exciting. What I have here is the Neo C ebook reader, which is a device from a brand called Musnap, which ended up sending me one of these for review and testing. Now, this device is designed to provide a versatile reading experience with the benefits of color e-ink screen and the functionality of the Android tablet. Now, let me show you a quick unboxing and everything that comes inside the box. Alright, so we have quick start guide and the warranty card, and then we of course have the cable to charge it. So USB Type A to USB-C. So it uses USB-C to charge it. You can end up using any USB-C. So I'm just gonna put this back inside the little baggie. Alright, looks like we have 3 different languages. Let's go with the English. We're gonna select the time zone next. Now we're gonna select and enter the Wi-Fi. All right, now we have 2 different settings here. So we have the clearest, you can read what it says, and then we also have the high brush, which will give you high refresh rate. Alright, so I just finished setting this up. I decided to test it for a bit just to get myself accustomed to how this works and all the features. Let's start with the outside first. It is a very light device. This is 6-inch, which will be the size of a regular book page. As I mentioned, very light. You can easily hold it in one hand. So this will be perfect device to take with you to the public places like a bus, train, let's say, for example, DMV, you have to wait a couple hours. So this will be something perfect. You can literally put this in a pocket. Now, on the bottom, it has USB-C, which you use to charge it. Then it has the microphone. We do have some pins. I'm not sure what these are for, maybe some kind of accessories. And then we also have a speaker. So realistically, you can end up listening to music and the audiobooks on this. Now here is how the sleep mode looks. So it does have a little bit of that graphics here. So if we turn it on, when it comes to display, it has a 6-inch e-ink display. It's a type of color of e-paper technology. The resolution is 1072 times 1448, which translates to black and white resolution of 300 pixels per inch and a color resolution of 150 pixels per inch. The screen is glare-free and has adjustable brightness and color temperature, making it comfortable for reading in various lighting settings. And now here we have these settings. So we have Wi-Fi, we have Bluetooth. So I haven't tried the Bluetooth yet. I would assume you can probably end up connecting headphones to this. Now we also does have the power saving feature, display rotate, screenshot, lock screen and stuff like that. But one feature that I actually like is the brightness settings. So here you can end up adjusting manually, or they already have like presets. So this will be at daytime, and there's a big change you can see. Now, I'm not sure how good it's translating on the camera, but in person you can see a huge difference. Then we have the light mode. So if you enjoy reading at nighttime, this would be a perfect device. You can end up adjusting the temperature. So let's end up moving that. So if you want the screen to be warmer, which I think everybody should do, especially at night, it doesn't strain the eyes, you can easily do that. Now, let's just leave it at the night mode. So as I mentioned earlier, it does have the microphone and the speaker. So let's end up doing a little voice record here. I'm just gonna do a couple minutes of me talking, then we're gonna end up playing this. So let's do done. Let's go record list. And let's click on this. Voice record here. I'm just gonna do a couple minutes of me talking, then we're gonna end up playing this. So with this, you can end up listening to the audiobooks and music. Matter of fact, it does have a music folder, so you can probably end up transferring some music onto this. Now, when it comes to the performance, it does have the quad-core CPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the 64 gigabytes of the internal storage. Now, with those specs, this thing should be fast. But one thing to keep in mind, this is ebook reader. So the screen itself uses e-ink display, which is not that fast. Now you can end up adjusting the refresh rate a little bit as I showed you in the setup, which would make it a bit smoother. One thing to keep in mind, this isn't a tablet, so it doesn't have the regular refresh rate, which I believe on default would be 60 hertz, but some of the higher end tablets have 120 hertz and stuff like that. So this, I believe, supports up to 30 frames per second, so something like that. So what I'm trying to say, you gotta be patient with the ebook reader. readers. As I mentioned before, the NeoSim runs on the Android operating system, which allows support for third-party apps, meaning you're not limited to a single bookstore. You can install apps from the Google Play Store, giving you access to a wide range of reading apps, audiobook platforms, and other productivity tools. So all you have to do is just click on the Play Store here. Make sure, of course, you logged in, search apps, and then we're just going to type in books. Going to click on search. And now here we do have a few different apps that it does support. So of course, it has the Google Play Store and audiobooks, Amazon Kindle. We have ebook, PDF ebook reader. We have Audible, which would be app for the audiobooks. And then we have a little bit more. I believe this should support the Apple Books as well, but there's quite a lot of these. Now, the one I wanted to show you is the ebook. That's the one I have. Now, on this app, you do get a few different books to start with. So like, for example, Lost World, The Great Gatsby, A Journey into the Center of the Earth, and Pride and Prejudice. So let's end up opening one of these. I was reading the other book earlier. So let's end up clearing this. So all you have to do is just click on this. Now you can end up moving it like this, back and forth, or you can just end up clicking on this. And just check how beautiful the quality of this is. Overall, this is really impressive quality. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is just one of the apps you can end up getting with this. When it comes to the connectivity, it includes Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the USB connections. On top of that, as I mentioned earlier, you can end up connecting Bluetooth headphones as well. Now, when it comes to the battery life, they don't mention much about it. The ebook readers are known to last weeks, maybe even months. It really depends on the brightness of how many times you end up using it and stuff like that. Ebook readers are very dependent on the light and also how many apps are running. So if you pull from the bottom left, you're gonna get to these recent tags. So if you're not using some of these apps, like for example, that Transfer 2.0, you wanna end up closing it. And then here we do have one more app, which will be the ebook reader. My first impression is extremely positive. I do like the design. I also like the size as well. Major selling point is definitely that it runs on the Android, so you're not limited to the one bookstore. So if you're looking for the ebook reader, this is the one that I would definitely recommend. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.